from the Lakeside newsroom of the Henrico Citizen, your hometown news source since 2001. This is the Henrico News Minute with publisher Tom Lapis.
New charges for the Hanover man who drove into a crowd of Lakeside protesters, and positive trends for Henrico's unemployment filings and COVID-19 results. We'll have details in today's Henrico News Minute for Friday, June 26th, 2020. It's brought to you today by the Lakeside Farmers Market.
And now for the news.
A Hanover man who drove his truck into a crowd of protesters in Lakeside June 7th will face 5 new charges, including 4 counts of assault with hate crimes, according to Henrico County Commonwealth's Attorney Shannon Taylor. Taylor said her office spoke with more than 24 witnesses and several victims and determined that additional charges are warranted. The additional warrants were served on Harry Skip Rogers June 24th, according to Taylor. Rogers is 36 and describes himself as the leader of the Virginia Ku Klux Klan. He initially was charged with 1 count of assault and battery, 1 count of attempted malicious wounding, and 1 count of felony vandalism after striking pedestrians near Roy's Big Burger on Lakeside Avenue. In addition to those charges, he now faces the 4 new assault charges and a felony hit-and-run charge. Henrico's first-time unemployment filings declined for an 11th straight week during the latest week on record, according to the Virginia Employment Commission. A total of 718 people filed initial claims during the week of June 14th through 20th. That's a decrease of about 9% from the previous week. Henrico ranked 9th in the state in that category during the week, down from 8th the week before. Overall, the county now has witnessed nearly 32,000 first-time claims since the onset of the pandemic in mid-March. That's a period of 14 weeks of data. That ranks Henrico 7th in the state, just slightly behind Richmond and Chesterfield. In some good news, continuing claims by county residents decreased for the 4th straight week, slipping below 15,000 for the first time since early May. That's an indicator that some people have returned to work if they have stopped filing for unemployment. Statewide, just more than 25,000 people filed first-time claims during the most recent week, according to the VEC. That number was down nearly 7% from the previous week. Well, the COVID-19 trends in Henrico County are all looking good. The county has now reported nearly 31,000 tests and 2,500 positive results. The moving 7-day positivity rate is down to 6%, the lowest it has ever been since the pandemic began. On a daily average now, about 544 tests are being conducted in the county. 242 people have been hospitalized since the pandemic began in Henrico. 140 have died. The overall positivity rate among all those tested in the county is 8%. A reminder, we have a new series of audio conversations called Today in Henrico. They post most every day on henricocitizen.com. You can click under podcasts and then Today in Henrico to listen. We've designed these for people who maybe don't like podcasts. They're short. You don't have to spend an hour listening, and you learn about county organizations and you hear from Henrico newsmakers. So check it out. Today's episode features Beth Van Turnbull of Housing Families First. Well, former Varina High School basketball star Jason Nelson, who won a state title with the Blue Devils and then transferred to John Marshall High School in Richmond, where he won another one this year, yesterday announced that he will continue his basketball career at the University of Richmond. He selected the Spiders over Vanderbilt University. Nelson is a 6-foot point guard and rising senior at John Marshall. He was named the state's Class 2A Player of the Year this past season. Well, since the pandemic began, officials with McGeorge Toyota have found several ways to give back to the community. The dealership gave $20,000 to Feed More, which equaled more than 80,000 meals, and then worked to help frontline workers by providing meals while the dealership was closed because of orders from the governor. McGeorge partnered with local restaurants throughout the region to provide more than 800 meals for the teams at Parham Doctors Hospital, Chippenham Hospital, and St. Mary's Hospital. When HCA Parham needed hand sanitizer, McGeorge sourced and provided 10 gallons to the hospital. The dealership has also donated more than 100 pounds of food and essential paper items to Goochland Food Bank, Commonwealth Catholic Charities, and the Jackson Ward Youth Peace Team. McGeorge is now reopened and is continuing to assess needs from a number of local organizations with the intent of providing even more assistance. Today's Henrico News Minute has been brought to you by the Lakeside Farmers Market at 6110 Lakeside Avenue. It's open every Saturday from 9 a.m. to noon and Wednesdays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Stop by tomorrow morning and visit facebook.com/Lakeside Market RVA for details and vendors.